Everyone, hello, and welcome to another TVP. Seems like seems like I've been bringing you guys a lot of TVPs lately. I hope you're not getting bored of it. But if you are, that's okay, because today is a good day. Today is a day where I introduce to you the mid game, which you probably already know. But we'll be taking a look at the mid game with our build order and our playstyle. So you'll be kind of getting a feel and a look at how it goes. And we are on the same map as before, Polar Knight. Not the same player though. We're up against a Barcode, and Barcode here is a Diamond player, not an actual Masters, so there'll be subtle differences. May not be as good as our Master player that we had last time, but that's okay. All we need is a good transition to the mid game. That's all we need. And already some of the differences are known. As our first barracks finishes, we don't see any opponent scouts, so he's not going to be scouting, which normally means one base all in, cheesy, gassy, all in, or he's not going to scout us no matter what we do. He's not going to react. He's going to do his own little thing, and that's all. That's it, that's all.
Upgrade complete.
Alright, so our SCV is going to start to enter his base, and from here on out, we scout. We scout one zealot, no gas. So the first gas we see, almost 150 minerals mined, almost. And we do see a little bit of chrono boost left on the Nexus, but just a little bit, not too much. We even see that the chrono boost is being, that the Nexus is being chrono boosted, so bit obvious what he's doing. He's going for easy standard play. Mothership core is a little bit early, but nothing too extravagant. And as 5 minute approaches, we're going to be moving out, as per usual, as per standard. And because he still doesn't know what we're doing, because he still hasn't scouted, he's going to send a stalker. And this is something that happens quite frequently to people that don't scout with the SCV first. Sorry, the probe first. They normally don't know what to expect, so they're not paying attention to the stalker. And it's easy for our Marines to snipe the stalker midfield. And now he does scout what we're doing. He's a little bit panicky, so he tries to move into position with a mothership core, but the Nexus isn't done, so yeah. I do try to snipe the Nexus, which he is gonna play a little bit more passively, a little bit more defensively, and just try to keep the mothership core alive. He chooses to offer safety instead of throwing the photon overcharge, which I guess it's okay. It's a little bit risky, but I guess it's okay. He does keep the mothership core alive, which good play by him. Good play. And I do get a couple of probes, but nothing too shocking, nothing too damaging or anything. And from here on out, I'm just going to distract his stalkers with the SCVs, and then the Marines are going to have some fun in the middle of the line. Up to natural. He brings the mothership core forward, try to get into position, throws photon overcharge, and from here on out, I have to do damage here and now because I'm on a timer. Don't have much time left. He does take out most of my Marines. Let's see what I get. I got 8 worker kills, and since he didn't scout with the SCV or the probe, these are all probes and workers that he lost right here and now. And as a reaction, he goes for 5 stalkers, which is a pretty good reaction on his part. I mean, if you see mostly Marines or only Marines, stalkers is a pretty good way of coming back into it. And he tries to poke, tries to maybe put on pressure to see what we have. And this does make a lot of sense. I mean, against a person who just lost their army, shouldn't have much back home, right? Shouldn't have much there. But with our build, we do have enough to thwart this. And 8 minutes, we're supposed to go on at 7:30, but it's fine to wait till 8 as long as we can snipe the mothership core. And I love this play by our Barcode player, using the stalkers to kite the Marines and deal some damage while kind of leading them astray. This allows the Protoss to buy himself more time to get some warpins, to get whatever he wants up. And in this case, he he warps in more stalkers. And Marines gets there. And I'd like to say that although he's not a master player, his micro is really good here. So far he's lost 1 stalker, and that's it. All that damage that could have been way worse than what it was, he just lost 1 stalker there. And what did I get from it? I got I got no probes. I got nothing. I got nothing. And of course, since he just killed off all of my Marines, he's gonna go pressure, see what we have. But we have Marauders, which puts an end to this, and we also have concussive shells done by the time that he can do anything at our front. And behind this, because he knows that I lost a bit of my army, he's going to go throw a third, or at least that's his intention. However, he does spot the depot, and here's an interesting reaction. He moves out with the stalkers, but then thinks better of it because he didn't stay or has control of the Zelnaga tower, so he doesn't know where my army is. He has absolutely no idea where my army is. And if you ever see a Protoss, if you keep depot here, if you ever see the Protoss attacking the depot, that's a good sign for you to attack because you can do one of two things. You can either take this path, try to intercept the stalkers before they kill off the depot, or you can completely bypass the stalkers, go around, and aim for the mineral line. And behind this, it's getting a couple of gateways, nothing much. He does have an observer here, so he does spot this coming, which is good on his part. Throws down the photon overcharge. Good defense so far. Very good force fields. This is very, very good. What do I get for this? Like maybe 1 or 2 zealots at the most. Despite being a diamond player, that was really, really good defense because he lost 8 workers at the beginning. That's it. And he killed so many Marines. In the income tab, I'm ahead just because of the orbitals. I have 3 orbitals and a 4th CC on the way. Yeah. But from here on out, the mid game has started. And this is very important because even though he had a pretty good defense, even though everything happened that way, he doesn't have that much. I mean, if you look at the upgrades, 0, 0, 0, 0. He has +1 armor on the way, and he has Blink just started, but that's about it. He doesn't have AoE yet, but he's getting Templar Archives, so even though this guy did a pretty good job defending, he's still not where he should be. Where if we went standard and went for Reaper first, he would have had AoE by like 9, 10, 12 minutes at the latest. He still doesn't have it yet. And that's the advantage of going for this style. That's the advantage. We have a pretty strong mid-game just because we've delayed everything since he has to respond to our pressure. And we move out here, he does spot this with the observer, or at least he should. And it looks like he doesn't, and he has the same idea. It's pretty good timing. We move out when 1 is done, and I guess he moves out when plus armor is done for him. Alright. Now, I do escape from here, and I'm not completely defenseless. I mean, I do have a couple units here to stim, and if I had some SCVs pull, I could probably take out a little bit of the army, but not that much. And he decides to come back home and defend. And I think this is the mistake that cost him the game. Because in the end, he wasn't fast enough to save the Nexus. He did a brilliant thing here and force fielded my army. In which case, I can't really retreat. Despite him coming back, this was actually a brilliant move. Quartering my army, he's forcing something out of me. I can't just stay there and die because I don't get anything from it. And in the end, I do end up getting the Nexus. So 2 Nexuses lost, main and natural. I figure that since he took out the depot here, he probably has a 3rd, but I'm not 100% sure. I figure that he does. So I'm thinking, okay, 1 Nexus, mining, that's it. So he doesn't have much income. Therefore, I'll be ahead as long as I can survive. He'll probably all in, and I'm figuring that he will. So that's why all my SCVs are rallied here, because if I can pull SCVs and survive this, there's nothing that he can do behind this. If I can just survive, I'll be okay. 2-2 not quite done, it's a good 40 seconds away, but it would have helped if I had 2-2 done by the fight. And here is where I corner the army, unfortunately for him, and he's in a tough spot. I pull the workers, so I have stuff absorbing the damage, while the bio deals a lot of damage with stim. And here, he pretty much lost the game. We're going to continue, but this is where he lost the game. He lost a lot of Nexuses. He's trying to get back into it by constructing the Nexi, but he lost the Nexuses, lost his army there. I still have some of my army left, And this is a bit of distraction. I'm sending my drops over here just to see what he has in the main. Because sometimes players don't really rebuild in the main if there's not much income to be had there. I'm drawing his attention, which is always fun. Nothing quite like Stim Bio. And we retreat, call it truce, and I'm attacking here as well. I don't know why he hasn't researched Storm. That's probably the biggest thing about this game is normally you'd have some sort of AoE, but I think this was just a mistake on his part that he didn't research Storm, he researched Blink instead, and I don't know why. Because some Protoss players may just not research Storm and go for not Templars, Archons, but it doesn't really make sense in this case. So, in my vision, I didn't know this Nexus was there. I know now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and snipe it, because his army is out of position. He's going to lose the Nexus before he can do anything. And it looks like I have 2-2, while he only has +2. So I have an upgrade advantage. Right now I have an army advantage. He's mining off 2 Nexuses now. If I can get him to 1 Nexus, that's pretty much game-ending damage. He takes out 2 full medevacs, which is unfortunate. But I'm pretty sure he realizes with his observer that I am not defenseless at home. I have some stuff, and he still has the two medevacs full to worry for future drops if he does try to move out. So he resigns. I have to say that this was a little bit off. Normally you're not able to drop just because you have to produce Vikings out of the starports. And you don't really have the option of dropping because Colossi, that's your first priority. Dropping is not. And when Colossus isn't there, you have to get a Ghost Academy just to counteract the Templar. I think he did a mistake just by not getting the Storms. And this is a little bit of an odd game just because of that. But this is a pretty good introduction to the mid-game. This isn't how it should feel. You should feel ahead in army size and income, but behind in tech. So as long as you take good engagements where your opponent doesn't force field you in half, and as long as you have superior concave, you should be okay in engagements. And it shouldn't really matter what he does. As long as he doesn't have like 4 Colossi, you should be able to engage. And this has been pretty much all I wanted to say in this video. It's been a nice look at how it's supposed to look for the mid-game. So I hope this was informative. I hope you guys liked it. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye for now.